Sonic 3 and Knuckles. One of the most beloved Sonic games, as well as one of my personal favorites. Over the years, it has gotten several re-releases. However, one of the best is not even made by Sega. Sonic 3 Angel Island Revisited, or Sonic 3 A.I.R for short, has several improvements to the original, like widescreen support, options to tweak the game however you like, mod support, and of course, achievements. The game has a total of 18 achievements, from just beating the game to destroying a certain number of badniks. But today, I decided to get every single achievement this game has to offer and say that I mastered Sonic 3 A.I.R. The main achievement that I'm going for is Long Play. You get this achievement by simply beating the game as any character. It by far takes the most amount of time, so I want to be able to complete any other achievements as I work my way through the main campaign. I'll be using Sonic and Tails because not only are they the dynamic duo, Tails is extremely useful in the base game with his ability to carry Sonic. After Sonic runs up on Knuckles' home turf and gets smacked so hard that he turns blue, I'm off to start my journey. One of the achievements is Going Hyper. You can get this achievement by going hypersonic with all 14 emeralds. So like any other playthrough, I'm making a beeline for the Chaos Emeralds. I played this game enough times to where I have a route in my head to get all of them before Marble Garden Zone. I get the first and second emerald in Act 1 of Angel Island Zone. Normally I don't go for perfects on special stages, however an achievement that I need to get is Score Millionaire, which can be obtained by getting 1 million points. If you get a perfect on a special stage, then you get 50,000 points, which really goes a long way to getting me the million points that I need. By going for a perfect to help me get towards 1 million points, I end up getting my first achievement, Tidied Up the Place, which you can obtain by getting a perfect on any special stage. After getting both Chaos Emeralds and watching Knuckles' home be set so badly on fire it makes the Joestar Mansion look perfectly fine, I end up beating the boss and head to Act 2. While in Act 2, I make sure to grab the other 2 emeralds, the one that you're damn near forced to get, and the one that you find at the bottom of the waterfall at the end of the act. After that, I make sure to beat Eggman's ass, however, Knuckles treats us like the family fish when it's time to take a nap and flushes me down the toilet, and I head to Hydro City. While in Hydro City Act 1, I go to get my next achievement, Jackpot, which is obtained by getting a jackpot in the casino bonus game. While in the bonus game, I get my 5th continue and am awarded the old-fashioned life insurance achievement. Finally, after a couple tries, I end up getting the jackpot, however just like real casinos, I get kicked out because I won too much money. Because I won so much money, I managed to get the Attracted to Shiny Things achievement, which you get after getting 300 rings. After that achievement, I grab another Chaos Emerald right before the boss, and with only 2 more to go, I defeat the boss and move on. The beginning of Act 2 forces me to run away from a giant wall, which has no other goals besides killing me. After I escape the death wall, I finally grab the last 2 remaining emeralds and can turn super. After that, I run into Knuckles, who just pushes me even further down the toilet hole. However, all it leads to is Eggman, who just wasn't ready for my golden glistening buns, and gets defeated with 0 real effort. Marble Garden Act 1 has an achievement all to itself called Attracted to Giant Shiny Things, which you can achieve by finding 6 of the 8 different big rings located in Marble Garden Zone. While I did try and look for it, I didn't have a map on me or anything, so when I got too lost, I decided to just move on to Act 2 anyways. Act 2 didn't have any achievements for me to collect, so after speeding through the act and destroying Eggman because he forgot my friend can fly out of his ass, we move on to Carnival Night. Once I entered Carnival Night, I finally get the achievement, Is There an Exit Up There?, which you can get by going all the way up to the exit in the Glowing Spheres bonus game. Climbing up isn't really all that hard, and this is one of the easier achievements, so I exited with ease and got my achievement. After I beat Eggman once again, I got shot so far I landed in an ice cap. At the start of Act 1, I go for the Greedy Snowboarder achievement, which is to grab all 50 rings in the snowboard section of Act 1. After trying and trying and trying and trying again, I managed to jump at the right time and grab all 50 rings and complete the achievement. I thought this was going to be everything notable about Ice Cap, but my friendship with Tails ended up being jeopardized after he abandoned me on the rock slide. Where the fuck are you going? As for Launch Base Zone, honestly, it had nothing special going for it. There's no more achievements I can grab at any other stage, so after beating Eggman's glorified Beyblade and watching Knuckles get his due recompense, I move on to Mushroom Hill Zone. Mushroom Hill Zone has 2 achievements, however only one can be achieved by Sonic, and that's Going Hyper, as I've explained before. Now, I've played this game several times, and I've mastered all the special stages, so this should be a breeze for me. I go to the first big ring that Knuckles hides, and while I lose my ability to dye my hair, I head to the first Super Emerald, grab the Perfect as well as the Super Emerald itself, and I move on for the second one. After more exploring than I honestly would really like to admit, I managed to find the next big ring, and I go for the second Super Emerald. Now, like I've said, I've played this game several times, and these special stages are honestly just a breeze for me, so I should have no problem grabbing the second Super Emerald. What the fuck do I do now? What the fuck do I do now? What the fuck do I do now? Oh my god. Shit. Okay, so that was a little bit embarrassing, but we all have our off days, right? I mean, come on, it's fine. There's 8 big rings in Mushroom Hill Zone. I have nothing to worry about. I'll just manage to grab the next 6, no problem. Uh-oh. Finding the third big ring also took a lot longer than I expected, but it's fine. This time, I make sure not to make the same stupid-ass decision, and I grab my Super Emerald. After finding the last big ring in Mushroom Hill Zone, I enter the third special stage. Now, I've already failed one, and this is one of the easier ones in my opinion, so I finally managed to grab the... Oh, shit. Well, I mean, shit. I guess I didn't know these special stages as well as I thought. I should be alright though, since I know where one of them is in Flying Battery, so it should only be a minor setback. So after this colossal disappointment, I beat Metal Paul Bunya, and I meet up with Knuckles once again, who mastered the power of wind, I guess, and sends me to the real Act 2. In Act 2, I go for Double Dose of Stars achievement, which is to get 2 invincibility boxes in a row, and I get that by using this path here. Yes! Honestly, after that whole Super Emerald chaos, it's just nice to win one again. Speaking of the Super Emeralds, I managed to track down the other 4 remaining big rings, and I managed to get each of them without a single damn problem. Honestly, it's just kind of offensive to me how much I've been sucking at these today. After running out of jokes to say how many times I've beat Eggman, I just slammed him into a tree and I moved on to Flying Battery. Flying Battery has one achievement to itself, that being Squirrels on a Plane, which is to release 35 animals before you reach the boss fight. And let me tell you my strong disliking for this achievement, because I could have sworn I did this multiple times, but I guess not. Before I got that achievement, however, I headed for the 2 big rings in Act 1, and with success on the first one, I was so confident I would be able to grab the last one and get Hypersonic. Oh my fucking god. What if I killed myself? I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Yeah, obviously I was having a rough time with this one. With a broken ego and just a little bit of salt in the bloodstream, I grabbed the achievement for the animals by grabbing the 5 at the start, followed by the 2 on the ramp, after that, 2 on the ledge, then the 2 after the burner, followed by the ones in the capsule and the ones off the ramp. I headed downwards to grab the next 5, and then shortly after the next 2. After that, I grabbed the last bit after I opened the last 2 capsules, and I got my achievement. I did it. Obviously, I was just thrilled to have that over with. Now, Act 2 is a lot less of a headache, and I even grabbed what I prayed would be the last big ring. Okay. Hopefully here is the last one. Keyword is hopefully. Let's just not fuck up. It really shouldn't be that hard, right? No, it really shouldn't be. But Past Me still found a way. I did it. I finally got Hypersonic. It really shouldn't have taken that long. You can really tell by the tone of my voice just how dead inside I am from those squirrels. Okay, only 50,000 more. I'm pretty confident that I can do this. Obviously, the first thing that I did was go hyper so I could get that sweet achievement that really could have been completed 2 acts ago. As far as the rest of the act, it went pretty smoothly and I just blew past it as hypersonic, and I got to the boss rather quick. Also, did you know that you can just destroy the laser as hypersonic? You don't have to wait for the room to explode? Yeah, me either, but I guess you learn something new every day. We're getting to the part of the game where I have most of the achievements for this run, so honestly Sandopolis just kinda came and went. Lava Reef Act 1 and Act 2 seemed like they were gonna have nothing for me, but at the very end of Act 2 during the boss fight, I got the achievement Score Millionaire because Eggman decided to hit himself too many times in the face. So you know what? Maybe this boss fight isn't that bad after-
No, it still sucks.
Okay. Hidden Palace is up next, and it had that one Knuckles boss fight. While I don't get an achievement for it, I still wanted to make Knuckles my bitch. So, I chose to fight him without Hypersonic, just to say that, hey, I own you now. After Knuckles gets absolutely dogged on by Eggman, he realizes that he is in fact my bitch, and asks me to help him out and sends us to Sky Sanctuary. Sky Sanctuary is obviously pretty easy when you have Hypersonic, and once I reach the second boss, I would get the last achievement of this run, which is No Touchy. You get this achievement by beating the boss with only popping at most one inflatable mech, and of course with Hypersonic this is a breeze, so I had no trouble getting it. After a short boss fight with Mechasonic again, where I decide to finally tell him that he's the fake hedgehog around here, and he isn't even good enough to be my fake, I went on to the last real act of the game, which is Death Egg Zone. The last boss of the zone has 3 different stages of the fight. One against its fingers, another against the nose and emerald, and finally a climactic chase on Eggman where I have to stop him from getting away with the Master Emerald. Now I've played this game more times than I even remember, so this was no sweat, and I enter the last stage of the game, which is Doomsday Zone. Now admittedly, this was the one part of the game that I just could never beat as a kid. For whatever reason, I just couldn't handle keeping the rings and destroying Eggman at the same time. However, as I've gotten older, I realized that it isn't that bad, and I caught up to him in no time. Now this boss is split up into 2 phases. The first part of the fight, you have to guide the missiles back to the head of the mech, while also dodging the pellets and the rockets. Honestly, my general strategy is just to do a circle, which after enough rockets and kinda time and effort, I end up beating him and sent into phase 2 of the fight. Phase 2 has you simply just hitting Eggman while dodging the rockets that will knock you back. The main issue I find here is just catching up to him with enough rings, but after enough back and forth, I finally beat him, and I grab the achievement, Long Play. Long Play is done. With the main story being done, I went back to Sonic's story to grab a couple more achievements, that being Electrofishing, which you can grab by defeating an enemy with electrocution. This one seemed hard in my head, but I got it by grabbing the electric shield and then going hypersonic. While you're hypersonic, when you go underwater, your elemental shields don't go away, so I was able to just find an enemy, come out of hyper, and grab the achievement. Now as for the last achievement with Sonic, it is attracted to giant shiny things. Now the way intended is probably with Tails since he is, you know, in the damn picture, but I was stubborn and I wanted to do it with Sonic, so if you also want to do it with Sonic, here's how. First, you're going to need 2 things, both Hypersonic and Tails. First, you'll want to head down here and grab the electric shield that you roll into. After you get the electric shield, you're going to want to head downwards the hill and grabbing 50 rings so you can go Hypersonic. Once you break through the ground, you're going to want to head through the stage like normal. The first big ring is a little far into the stage, so you're going to need to head in lengthy ways in there. Once you get to this arrow face right here, you're going to want to destroy it and head downwards. Once you cross this pit of spikes, it's going to be directly in here, and you're going to have to head backwards back the way you came. Following this pathway, you're going to want to head to the second big ring. We're hitting it on the way back to the entrance, so make sure you don't miss it. Once you hit this big ring, you're going to want to head all the way back to the entrance, and then you'll see why we need both Tails and Hypersonic. Once you get back to the entrance, you're going to want to use Hypersonic to make your way back up the hill. Using Hypersonic's dash, you're able to make a decent way back upwards. However, at the top of the hill, you're not going to be able to make it with Hypersonic with much ease. It is possible with Hypersonic, however, if you're able to call Tails to help airlift you, that makes that process a whole lot more easier. Once you get up the hill, you're going to want to play the stage like normal until you get to this invincibility monitor right here. Your third big ring will be inside it, and the fourth one isn't that far away. Head north until you reach these spinning platforms, of which your fourth big ring will be on the left, and the fifth one is only one hyper dash away. Once you reach these spinning platforms, it's right here on the ledge, and you have your fifth big ring. Play the stage like normal until you get to this hill right here, on which your sixth and final big ring will only be behind this wall, and you'll grab your achievement Attracted to Giant Shiny Things. After that, I go for Tails' achievement, which is Fluffy Fur Must Not Get Wet, which you can get by going through all of Launch Base Zone Act 2 without going in the water at all. The only way to do this is by using the Sonic 3 A.I.R stage design, which makes this possible. It was a lot more fun than I thought, but it mainly relies on flying around with Tails. Honestly, that was probably the hardest part of the whole challenge, and as long as you stay towards the north of the stage, you're going to have no problem getting this achievement. After the Tails achievement, I go for the first Knuckles achievement, which is Once See the Sunrise, which you can get by beating the Act 1 boss of Ice Cap Zone while in Sonic's portion. Really, the only difference here is using Tails in one section to airlift Knuckles up this slope, and then he can use this invincibility monitor to climb up the wall. Once you're up the wall, the boss is literally right there, and it's no different from the normal Act 1 boss that you fight as both Sonic and Knuckles. However, since I had Tails there, I made him use his ass copter to help beat the enemy, and he went down without a problem. We've come to the penultimate achievement, and that is Display Smasher, which you can get by destroying 18 out of the 19 monitors in Mushroom Hill Act 1. Honestly, this one felt like one of those treasure hunting stages in Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, where I had to scour the act for them. Though the strategy that I used was break all the ones in Knuckles section and then immediately head to the start of Sonic section and start making my way back to the end of the stage, and that worked pretty effectively. The path did take some learning to do, but after a couple tries, I managed to get this down with no sweat, and now we only have one more achievement that lies ahead. With one more achievement left, I could see the light at the end of the tunnel, and the last achievement is Bursting Through the Jungle, which you achieve by beating Angel Island Act 1 in under 45 seconds. It took a couple tries to find my route, but eventually I got this very run. Nice! And with that over with, I got every single achievement in Sonic 3 A.I.R. This video took a while to make, so if you consider putting a like down or even subscribing, I'd greatly appreciate that. But with that being said, I hope to see you in the next one. Goodbye!